Good morning and welcome to our seed of encouragement. I got a word and the word said, am I okay to drive? We know for you to drive, you are mentally have to be ready. You must know how to drive. You must be licensed to drive because driving comes with a lot of responsibilities. You know, somebody else is driving, so you must look out for the other people that are on the road, people that are crossing, people that are stopping. You must really be very alert when you're on the steering, driving. And so is life. Are you okay to run this race? Are you okay to pursue your dream? Are you okay to really be focused and get to your pursuit, to your desire pursuit, to your dream? Are you okay? And I want us to look into the story of in the word in Mark 5:21. There is a head of the synagogue called Jairus. Jairus' daughter was dying, and Jairus left the daughter and went to look for Jesus. And when Jairus met Jesus, Jairus knelt down before him and pleaded fervently and pleaded for him to come to his house and touch his daughter and make his daughter whole. And Jesus agreed and went with him. There is something I want us to emulate in Jairus' situation. Jairus, despite his high connection, despite all that the Jews were doing that time, despite the Pharisees and the Sadducees and what they are doing towards Jesus, he did not care what anyone was doing. Jairus shifted his focus to the Messiah, to the miracle worker. He went out, he left the daughter and came to look for Jesus. Jairus didn't sit back and took the disease, agree with what is happening with the daughter. The daughter is dying, and started praying, or just let it be, whatever will be. No, Jairus take a step forward. He went to seek for the one that will fix this situation. So I don't know the situation that have befallen you, and you are focused on it, you are dwelling on it, and you're not shifting your focus to where you're going to find solution. Jairus humbled himself, and the word of God recorded in James 4 that when you humble yourself, God is going to elevate you. He humbled himself before God. That's the second thing he did, by submitting to God, by praying to God, by worshiping God. He submitted to the only one that he knows have the final say over his situation. And Jesus agreed to go with him. I want you to know that it doesn't matter the situation you are, that Jesus is always there with you. He will go with you. He is with you. Because of the situation, you might not see clearly. When you are driving and it's raining, you might not see clearly. You have to use your windscreen to try to clear the way, right? You're not going to be seeing very clear. That's how your life may be now. That there's storm, there's rain, you can't see through. But Jesus is sitting there. Jesus is holding the steering. He followed. Jesus followed him. He said, as they were going, they were crowning by people. There were so many people going, and time is of essence for Jairus. But he was with Jesus. He was going. And then when they were going, a woman stopped Jesus. She touched the hem of Jesus' garment. This is a woman that stayed in her house and built up a faith that she's going to meet this miracle work. And she's pulled herself through the crowd and touched the hem of his garment. And Jesus stopped. Jesus stopped because a healing miracle left him. And he says, someone touched me. And the woman confesses to him, share her testimony, how she's well now. And Jesus blessed her. Why they were talking, Jesus was talking to the woman. People came from Jairus' house and told him, Master, trouble not the teacher anymore. Your daughter is dead. Jesus overheard what they said. He turned around and told him, do not be afraid, only believe. I want us to know, do not be afraid. The situation you are believing God on, praying of, have taken a turn for a worse. You are praying for that marriage and your partner have handed you divorce papers. You are praying for that family member that is so much addicted to drugs and now they are suicidal. You are praying for your health and now doctor have given you the worst of it. You have stage 1 cancer, and now they're telling you stage 4. And it has taken a turn for a worse. I want you not to be afraid. I want you to only believe. Jesus said, don't be afraid, only believe. Don't be afraid, only believe. That situation that is looking like there is no headway, Jesus is stepping into it. Jesus is telling you today, don't be afraid, don't believe, just believe, don't lose faith. Continue your praying partner. Continue to pray concerning that marriage. Continue to pray concerning your health. Continue to pray concerning that family member. Continue to pray. Now you are in so much debt and they just sack you from work. You don't even know where to get money. I want you to not give up. Keep your focus on Jesus. Do not shift your focus. Keep your focus on Jesus. The next thing I want us to know is that Jairus did not listen to the voices of the enemy's distraction. You know, he heard what Jesus said. He kept on his faith. And I bet you when the woman shared her testimony, Jairus' faith would have developed the more. That's why it is good that when God did something for you, you should testify, because your testimony is encouraging someone going through similar situation to believe. And they went. When Jesus came into the house, there were people crying and wailing and telling him, laughing when he said the child was sleeping. And Jesus asked them to leave. Jesus, you have to come to a point in your life when you have to close some doors. When you have to leave some associate you are associating with. You have to retract yourself. You have to go in and seek the face of God by yourself. You have to seek God by yourself in His word, study His word, read His word, search Him in His word, because you will find Him. And Jesus went in. Jesus is stepping into your situation. I want to tell you that Jesus is stepping into that situation. That situation is turning around for good. That situation is going to change. That you're going to look back and you see that God has fixed that situation. That you're going to see that God is the miracle worker. That you have seen that God never fails. That God never changes. That our God is infallible. That when God said a thing, it will come to pass, because He's the one that have the final say. And when God went in, He said to the child, Talitha, koum, the little girl, get up. And the girl get up. And He said, give her food. My brethren, my lovelies, God is stepping in that situation. God has never left you. So it doesn't matter the crisis. It doesn't matter the situation. I just want you to hold on to your faith. Do not stop believing the word of God. Do not stop having faith. Do not get distracted by the voices of the enemy. Because the people, when they came to tell Jairus, they were not telling him not to war, not the report that was real, but they were telling him, stop troubling the master. That means stop believing, stop having faith, stop following Jesus, because your case is impossible. But the Bible recorded that nothing is impossible with our God. Is there anything too hard? That's what Mark said. Nothing is too hard for our God. God is going to do exceedingly, abundantly, above that you ever thought or think, because our God is able. Our God is marvelous. He said in Psalm 9:10 that God will never leave those that believe in Him. He will not leave those that seek Him. He will never abandon you. Our God can never abandon you. Our God can never fail. I want you to be encouraged. I want you to believe. I want you to know that God is in that storm with you. I want you to know that God is a miracle worker. That the way God have restored the woman, that woman spent all his money going from one hospital to the other, but she never got healed. But when she said to herself, when I touch her hem, because she had faith, and when she touched, her faith made her whole. Jesus recognized her faith. Our God is looking for your faith. That is why you say to Cyrus, do not be afraid, only but believe. Today I came to this world to tell you, do not be afraid, only believe. So are you okay to drive? Are you okay to be focused, steady to where you are going? Are you okay to be on that steering and navigate yourself to where God is taking you to? Are you okay? You have to study the manual. You have to know what to do. You have to know when to top your engine oil. You have to know when to take the car to servicing. You have to know when to put in fuel. So it's your life. You know when you have to take a break and search God. Take a break and study His word. Take a break and dwell in Him and fortify yourself for the battle ahead. Our God is abundantly able. He said He will not leave you. Even when you go through water, that the water will not overflow you. You go through fire, that the flame will not rekindle you. Our God will never leave you. He will never forsake you. He will make everything beautiful at His time. The dead situation in your life is going to be quickened. It will rise again. You will smile again. You will laugh again. You will be joyful again. That family member will have encounter with Jesus. Keep on believing, keep on praying, keep on trusting God that He's going to make everything wonderful and beautiful at His own time. And do not let the voices of the enemy in your head, because the place the battle with the enemy is going to fight you more, it is in your head, it is in your thought. If you're able to harness your thoughts, if you're able to catch those thoughts, I call them the little foxes that spoil the vine. If you're going to catch them and ban them and cast them, because the word of God says, whatever we ban on earth, it's banned in heaven. And whatever we lose is lose. Ask the Spirit to fill you with peace, to fill you with joy, because whatever that goes in your life flows from your heart, flows from your mind, flows from your soul. Whatever you let grow up in you is what you're going to have. But when you begin to confess positive words towards your situation, they will all come to pass. Let's make this affirmation. I am guided by God. I do not fear. I have faith in myself. With faith, all things are possible. I am faithful. With faith comes strength. I am strong. I have strength. I have the courage to persist, to hold on, to go on, to last. I will not give up. I will not be afraid. I believe I will see the goodness of God in the land of the living. I love you. Go out there and have a wonderful night.